A common definition for sexual assault is activity of a sexual nature that is not consented to by the non assaulting partner. In my view, I find that rape is one of, and if not, the most worst crime that humanity could possibly ever inflict on each other. There is a certain sacredness about sexuality, which is one of the most pleasurable things that we have. And to use and abuse such a precious gift like this in such a derogatory way, to use it for the intent of hurting and using somebody else is disgraceful. Rape doesn't have to go unnoticed, and I think if people have been sexually assaulted in any way, they need to speak up about it. It is the only way that people can actually be helped properly, and hopefully through this film, we'll be able to provide a voice for a proportion of the society who have been unnecessarily wronged.
All right, so they got all these new laws. All right, they're protecting the property and this whatever. All right, American laws. American laws again, which we won't follow because we're always following someone else's laws. Why is that? We are on the other side of the world to everybody, and yet if it's not the monarchy we're bowing to, it's the president.
No,
What is with that? I mean, the monarchy I'm fine with. They don't do anything. All right, they have their prime minister as well. Prime minister, president. What's the difference? Elected official. We didn't vote for our prime minister this time around. She didn't. What do you think? What's going on here?
Well, we all know what went on. Look,
The laws.
The thing is, the law doesn't affect us. It affects the websites on the internet. And seen as most of the internet contains pages from America, because these web pages come from America, well, it's like if you bring heroin into Indonesia. You're from Australia, the heroin's from Australia. You picked up heroin from Australia. You're from Australia. You go over to Indonesia and they will still prosecute you under their own stupid laws. And the fact that you came from Australia has no impact whatsoever on whether or not you're found guilty or innocent.
That's not impeding on our citizenship, though. You know, our.
Please, Australian citizenship is bollocks. Nobody even looks twice at us.
That's true.
I mean, what they say, we're the lucky country.
Mm.
We're just
Yeah,
the lucky country because we're able to fit all these large buildings onto this tiny little heat stroke island without having to branch out into the sea like Venice in Italy.
What do you got against Venice? It's the city of love.
Venice is not the city of love. Paris is the city of love. Venice is the city of piss. The city of self-defeat, of ingenious and non-ingenious. I mean, the fact that they had to build...
You know what? Look, I like gondolas. This is the place. Let's go in.
I really hate doing these.
Yeah, well, it's our job.
Every story you hear, it's just makes your blood boil. Why do people do this to each other?
More motivation for us to catch the sons of bitches and throw them in jail, huh? You know, maybe we can make it right for someone. Make it a little bit right.
It's not that simple. You're new to this department.
Little only men in jail. Miss their wives, their girlfriends, daughters. They won't be happy to hear about this. Might get a taste of their own.
The role of the police in cases like this is to assist the victim to find their attacker and to hopefully bring them to justice. And in order for this to happen, the victim will have to provide the police with as much information as they possibly can, so the police will be able to put together a bit of a statement, then that'll go towards making some sort of conviction. Something the police will need to do is to carry out an interview with the victim to extract as much information as possible about the incident in question. And the interview might happen at the home of the victim, or it might occur at the police station, but in some cases, police will not swoop in directly and start with the investigation, but will first talk to the victim about casual matters to try and make them feel a little bit more comfortable before launching straight into the heavy stuff.
Good morning. My name is Sergeant Natalie Grant, and this is Detective Thomas Bird. We were wondering if Miss Jacquie Delice was in. Miss Delice? We'd like to have a word with you regarding your encounter.
Shall we come inside?
Here you go, Miss Delice. How are you feeling?
Been better.
You want us to call you an ambulance?
No,
It's okay.
it's funny how often the things that you love are taken away from you. I never had a pet for more than 3 months. I didn't get the enter score that I wanted.
What enter score did you want?
I wanted to study architecture, and for that I needed a 90.
What did you get?
84.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Cool. What did you end up studying with that?
I studied product development.
Oh, fantastic. So, what products did you work with?
I didn't actually end up finishing it. I got a job at an art gallery, just dropped out.
Wow, you have a very interesting life. Now, Miss Delice, we would like to ask you some questions regarding the incident yesterday. If we are going to catch this guy and furthermore prosecute him, which I know you want most, we are going to have to ask some very personal and specific questions. I know that these questions are going to upset you and may breach into your personal space, but we really need to know the answers to these questions if we're going to put this guy behind bars. Is that okay? We know what we're doing.
Listen, Mrs. Delice, I think it's important to tell you anyway. This is not an isolated case. Rape is not a natural thing. It's not something that should happen, but it is something that does happen quite a lot. We can't arrest people until they commit the crime, unfortunately, and then we can do everything in our power to stop them from doing it again. But at the same time, you are not the first, you will not be the last victim, and I think it's important for you to know now that there are victim support groups who can help each other out or try and deal with this together, because in going through this, unfortunately, you're not alone. And I wanted to say that to you anyway. I wanted you to make sure you're aware of that.
Whether or not we can argue that rape is part of life is not the question. Yes, it can happen, but it doesn't have to happen. Rape is unlawful, and like many other crimes, people tend to break the law for their own personal gain without the consideration of others. Avoiding rape is one thing, but what should you do if you've done all you can to avoid it and it still finds you? The first thing people think of when they get raped is that it's their fault for being in the wrong place at the wrong time, or they've said or done something wrong. That's tip number one. If you get raped, it's not your fault. There was nothing you can do to prevent it from occurring. You cannot control it, and that's why it's called rape. Now, I know I'm starting to scare people with this introduction, but there are some out there who think that they can control the situation with yelling and screaming. There's tip number 2. Know who you are. Know what kind of a person you are. Know what kind of a
You're welcome. I have fulfilled my duty. Getting you coffee, that is my job.
It's 1 o'clock.
Jeez, those things just scare the hell out of me, you know that? Anyway. I'm not here to solve murders and stuff, you know, find missing children, rapes. I'm here to get you coffee. Just so you know that. I want you to know that. You know that? Good. A lot of sick people out there, huh? Don't say much, do you? You doing okay? I thought you did a lot of these.
I have.
Hmm.
It doesn't get any easier. I thought I told you that already.
Fine, okay, look, I'm...
Look, would you just shut up? Just shut up, okay? You need to get your priorities right because your behaviour is atrocious in this for a guy in the sexual assault unit.
I'm sorry. Heavy subject matter, heavy day. Thought I'd lighten the mood.
Well, this isn't a time for livening.
Obviously not. How many of these have you done?
$157.
Okay. Two. Including this one. 1.5.
You want to read the report?
I wrote the report.
Sorry, I asked. How did the attacker approach you?
I was sketching in the park by the water. It was nice and there was a nice breeze and it started to get cloudy. So I decided to go home before it started to rain. So I was walking through the park. I was grabbed from behind. It was so sudden and I didn't even know them coming in. One of them carried me from the front and the other one carried my legs and they dropped me on the ground and they started hitting me.
Can you tell us exactly where these men penetrated you?
One of them held me down and the other one parted my legs and penetrated my
Vagina. And what happened then?
The other one started kicking me.
Where did he kick you? Miss Delice, where did the attacker kick you? Did he kick you in the stomach? The side? The face? Did he kick you in the head? Then what happened?
The one on top of me rolled over. It kept going. The other one came behind me and he
So you were raped by two guys, both vaginally and anally, correct? What else happened?
The one underneath me had his hands around my neck. I tried screaming and struggling, but they wouldn't stop.
Did either one of them ejaculate?
I don't know.
Is there anything else that you can tell us?
After they'd finished, they threw me on the ground. I got up to run away. They chased me and he pushed me into the water.
Where you going? Is there anything else we can do for you, Miss Delice? Is there somebody we can call, and we can get social services around here if you need?
No, I don't want anyone.
Okay, well, we'll see ourselves out. Thank you for your time, Miss Delice.
It's a heavy subject. I mean, of course, rape is a heavy subject. It affects everyone, not just the victims, but I guarantee almost 9 times out of 10 it will affect the police investigating the crimes. Not even police officers are the bulletproof, emotionless machines that we like to think they are. Even if they've seen a lot of this kind of stuff, even worse, at the end of the day, there's still that human being who has to try and sleep on that pillow as if the world is plain, simple, normal, and crime-free. And for a job that lives and breathes way too much on the dark side and ugly side of humanity, that is going to be one awful sleep. The role of the health system is to treat you for any injuries or to check you over for STDs or any signs of pregnancy. And it's just as important to seek medical attention as soon as the rape has occurred. But it's not only for your health and peace of mind that you need to see a doctor, but because your body can also help put these criminals behind bars. Doctors will conduct what's called a rape kit, which is an emergency kit full of swabs and special documents to try and get as much forensic evidence as possible from you. Sexual assaults can be one of the hardest crimes to prosecute someone for. Fortunately enough, now you are your own body of evidence.
Miss Delice, I'm Dr. Deborah Dabney. Your test is not ready for you. This way, please. Patient sustained several bruises on her body, a cut lip, and severe damage to the anal and vaginal canal. Signs of forced entry are present, including recently formed blisters inside the vagina. Both interior and exterior sphincter muscles have been ripped and are rendered useless, unable to be surgically repaired. However, no signs of pregnancy or STDs are present. Patient has sustained a fractured wrist. Patient has since been issued with medical care for this injury. DNA samples have been taken from the patient's fingernails, rectum, uterus, mouth, and hair. Evidence will be turned over to police to aid investigations.
Who would win a fight out of Iron Man or Batman?
Iron Man.
I reckon.
Because
Wait.
Robert Downey Jr. Just eat your heart out.
I bet Batman's just badass, but Batman's morals is he doesn't kill people.
But neither does Iron Man.
Yeah, he does. He like blasts them with the
But-
gun thing.
They could be brothers because they're both really just rich. Really rich.
Yeah.
Hey Jackie.
Your turn.
Hey. Are you okay? You're not your usual bubbly self. Aren't people just the craziest? Jackie. Jackie. okay? Are you okay? You're not your usual bubbly self. Aren't people just the craziest? Jacquie. Jacquie.
Have you ever felt that the world was against you? No one there to talk to? No one there to guide you? I have plenty of times. And hope seems nowhere close, but I still have faith in God. And I do wish that revenge was my response. But if I do, does that make me a better person? It'd make me just as bad, wouldn't it? And every night when I remember that day or night or whatever he or she did to me, I so wish I could get even. But I know God is always watching over me. What I say and what I do can be completely different things, and it's always been my intention that I never do anything wrong, but I just wish justice would come a little bit quicker. But does that make it right for me to take justice into my own hands? Job chapter 19, verses 7 to 8 sums up quite well what we might be thinking at this time. It says, though I cry violence, I get no response. Though I call for help, there is no justice. He has blocked my way so I cannot pass. He has shrouded my path in darkness. We are to have faith in the Lord that the unpunished will be found through their injustice. But what can we comfort ourselves in when God seems silent?
Hey, Miss Delice.
Oh, hey. I know you.
Yeah, Thomas, say.
Yeah.
Sure. How you been?
It's been better. But also been worse. How about you?
This might be inappropriate. Do you want to go to lunch? How you doing?
You asked me that like 6 times already.
Right. I did. I'm not used to hanging out with a victim of investigation.
So now I'm a victim of investigation too?
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you want to call a cop on his diction, yeah. There's a smile. It's nice to see a smile.
Well, this has been one of the better days, to be honest.
Anyway, what have you been up to?
Not much, just been inside mostly.
You haven't gone outside?
A couple of times. Like once because I really needed to, and the other time because I genuinely felt like it would be safe outside.
Are you saying it wasn't?
I saw one of those men on the tram the other day.
The men who attacked you, you saw one of the men on the train. Holy.
I don't mind.
You don't mind seeing your
I
attacker?
don't mind if you swear. Say what you're going to say.
I don't want to go giving the Victoria Police a bad rap now.
Right, because those stories on Today Tonight of cops beating civilians gives police force a great reputation.
Touche. We'll stop beating up civilians. We got a description off you, right, and everything. We
Yeah,
did that?
I drew your picture, remember?
Yes, the picture. It was detailed. Yeah, I remember. How did you remember all that stuff?
Guess getting raped scars you for life.
Still, I've seen a couple of now. They've not been able to recall things like that, and draw them as well, recreate them. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Like I said, I was raped.
Yeah.
I started drawing one of you after you left. You want to see? Got a picture of it. It's not finished, I still have to do your face.
That's awesome. Really? Wow. Very cool.
Okay.
Well, so that's me. So you just remember this kind of thing, right? That's
Yeah, I don't know. I just see something and I draw it. I see what I see and I draw what I draw. And then when art and life are forced to coincide, I see what I draw and I draw what I see.
That's like poetry.
No,
Yes, it is. Beautiful.
it's the story of my life. I see what I see. I draw what I draw. Therefore, when art and life are forced to coincide, I see what I draw. I draw what I see. Could you ever understand what it's like to lose your innocence?
No.
Not the cop answer. Like, could you ever truly understand? Do you read the Bible, sir?
No.
And I guess you couldn't tell me what the shortest Bible verse is, could you? Jesus wept. John 11:35. Jesus wept. Jesus didn't make it to the tomb until 4 days after Lazarus had died. And what did Jesus do? He wept. When you lose your life, you're just this empty shell of matter that can't move, can't breathe, can't release, can't eat, sleep, love, bleed, earn money, and I ask you, what are you good for? So Jesus said, Lazarus, come out. And the scriptures say, the dead man came out, his hands and feet tied with strips of linen and a cloth around his face. And Jesus said, take off the burial clothes and let him go. I know it's a bad comparison, of rape and a dead man walking. But Lazarus could go back to a state where he was living. Whereas I can never go back to a state where I wasn't violated. All I know is how much it hurts to be still in these burial clothes. To anyone else, burial cloth would be just cloth, but do you know why they call them burial clothes? It's like you're wrapped in this sheet and you can't get out, and you might as well just surrender to it and let it choke you. You're pretty much dead before you even need it. Sorry, I don't expect you to understand, Detective.
I do. I've been there too.
The role of a counsellor is to help you overcome your problems and to help you help yourself to get your life back online. Talking to a counsellor can be extremely helpful when it comes to dealing with your own feelings and emotions, particularly if you're feeling a mixture of sad, angry, frightened, confused, or any of that sort of thing. It can be hard or nerve-wracking to open up and share with someone about this sort of thing, but at the end of the day, you need help, and these are the people who can get you that said help.
Hi, I'd like to book myself an appointment, please.
So, Jacquie, how you been doing?
I've just been tired lately, you know? Just tired, and just like every single second when I'm awake, I'm just making this huge effort to not be thinking about it and to not be crying and to not let it just completely take me over and be the only thing that exists.
Tell me about your sleep pattern. Do you sleep well lately, or do you have any nightmares?
As soon as I lie down and close my eyes, these little ugly little things just come in at the corners of my mind and start, I don't know, like eating away at me. I avoid actually going to bed as much as possible and just being not really sleeping and just, I don't know, doing nothing, watching TV shows all night. Actually, it's hard to even find the motivation to do anything. Like, I'll just sit there on the couch and put in like Seinfeld and then suddenly realize that I've gone through the entire season and I've just been sitting there staring blankly. It's all I can do to try to make sure I'm not thinking of anything else, and I hate it. I hate feeling like this.
What about dancing or singing? You know, something that will keep you entertained and will put a smile on your face.
Yeah, like, I'm the worst singer ever.
Yeah, have you tried?
Yeah, I'm awful. It's in the family. No one can sing.
Karaoke and do a bit of a, bit of a hanky-panky singing.
Whole neighbourhood would feel a lot worse.
That's all right. Get them on the same page. Tell me about your hobbies. Tell me what you love doing.
At the moment, I kind of can't find, I don't know, I just can't find anything that I enjoy. I've always loved drawing. Like, I used to draw all the time, and everything I saw, like, things just arrange themselves into these, artistic patterns and stuff. But since it happened, I mean, that's what I was doing when it happened, and I don't know, it sort of, now when I start doing it again, like, I know that it's not connected. Intellectually, I know that it's not connected to it, but I kind of get anxiety as soon as I sit down and start drawing, and it's not, like, I have been a bit. I've been trying to use it as, something to calm me down and make me happier, but it doesn't.
Maybe you should try some kind of alternative, possibly an exercise or meditations, or a friend of mine does yoga, and she enjoys it quite well, and pretty much does it 3 times a week, and it helps her breathing, and she gets a really deep sleep, like where she doesn't see any kind of dreams at all. Maybe you should try that.
One of my friends at college does yoga, and she's like always telling me I should come and try it with her and how awesome it is and stuff, but I don't know, just I find it really hard to be around people.
People are very, very unproductive creatures, but I think you should start from yourself rather than looking at the other people. You got to take control of whatever's bothering you and just pretty much rule it, from your perspective. Become the leader of your own emotions and feelings. Tell me how you're going to do it. I really have to know how you're going to do it. What's your strategy? I need to hear your plan.
It's like I've been reading self-help books and, reading things on the internet and stuff, and it's so easy to just say that. I know that that's what I have to do. That's what everyone just says, and have you ever been through something like this? It's easy to think that, and it's easy to say that, but to actually do it, it's impossible. There's no way I can stop thinking about this.
People die every day, okay? You have to wake up every morning, take a breath, and realize how beautiful the life is. You have to look at the colors. You're the painter. Look at it from the colorful perspective. Do you paint in color, or you just do the sketches and drawings in black and white? Tell you what, even black and white are the beautiful colors, because the white consists of every color on the planet. Take a full breath every morning and realize that life is not just about being miserable.
Did this happen to me? What did I do? What am I meant to learn from this? What's the lesson here? I know that everything that you go through is just designed to teach you something, but what's the lesson? Everything that I've found from this has been ugly and horrible. What strength I'm meant to be getting from this? I don't want this to be part of me.
You have to understand that whatever happened to you, if it didn't kill you, it made you much stronger.
I trusted that that's what the world was like, and now I know that I can just be going out by myself and that this sort of thing can happen. I don't even know how to reconcile that with how I feel about the world. I don't know how to trust.
People have problems. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Everybody has a problem. You show me one person that doesn't have a problem and I'll quit my job.
Well, they managed to make it look normal. I don't even know how to do that.
It wasn't because of you. So it was pretty much forced upon you. Now it's your job to make sure you cut off that memory and move on with your life.
I won't talk to anyone about this. No one's been through this. No one understands. You don't even understand. How could anybody possibly understand this?
Hey, how did things go today with Miss Delice?
Thomas, you know the shit about the privacy and discretion. I can't talk about that.
I'm not asking you what she said. I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm on her case, so I want to know how things went.
Oh, good, I guess. Why? What, you never keep in touch with your victim?
Well, we have a connection. We had lunch.
Thomas, you didn't. Lee Bird. Jackie?
What's the situation?
Jackie's been raped again.
What? The same ones?
One of them.
Which one?
The one that's not in jail.
I meant, what was his name?
I don't know. If we had his name, we'd catch him, wouldn't you think?
The sick bastards.
I think I owe an apology for my behaviour.
Well, you do know that this is the worst crime that humanity could possibly do, right? You need to do a bit of growing up. When you took this job, I bet you didn't read a thing into that, did you?
I'm a victim. My stepfather's old mate. I was playing in the sandpit one day. I was 10. The old man. My mum's husband's dad came out. Going back, my parents divorced. I was 9, and they moved on pretty quick. I went to live with my mother, and she'd remarried. And he lived with his parents, so they were there in the house. And a few years after that, not Lee. Lee went to live with our father. Listen, I know you're pissed off about having to live with
I'm not!
Dad and all.
I just didn't want Mom to get hurt.
Oh. And your presence there would have stopped that, huh? You think that would have stopped that? And he was always angry about that. He never believed me.
You fucking told her that horseshit about you and freaking Granddad.
He wasn't my granddad. He wasn't your granddad, all right?
Go to hell!
And, well, he started, the nursery rhyme, the one with the what big eyes you had. First of all, I said, what was that to see you with? You know how doctors examine you, like. Thought maybe he was doing that. Clothes came off. And he said, what nice nipples you have. And I hadn't heard that part of that before. Told me again about my mouth. Got me to open it. And he went in the mouth first. And then waited a couple of minutes. Then he turned me around. And then I just remember pain. A lot of pain. And I didn't really know what was happening or what anything was. I was 10. I don't know how it felt, just really wrong. And it hurt. But it wasn't just me, it was my sister as well. She was 3 years younger than me. And she took it pretty bad. I mean, he told me not to tell anybody. He told me if I told anybody. It happened a couple of more times after that. I didn't tell anybody, did I?
Thank you so much for sharing that with me.
I told you what happened to me and you never believed me. You never...
Fuck you. Always got to go with the stories, aren't you?
Never supported me.
You're a faggot, you know that?
I'm not a faggot, you're a dickhead. You didn't read into that, did you?
Back in the year 1990, there was a film released, an Italian film with American actors. It was called Cannibal Holocaust, and it was one of the most controversial films ever made. The story revolved around 4 documentarians who'd gone into the Amazon rainforest to make a documentary about cannibalism. They themselves got killed and eaten by the cannibals. 6 months later, a rescue team went in to find these people and recover their footage. And the remainder of the movie is just these guys watching their footage to see what happened to the filmmakers. And after they'd seen this graphic footage, which made the movie rated R, of course, one of the main characters went out and said, "Oh yeah, that was the neighbouring tribe, they attacked them." And then there's also, instead of them depicting the rape, murder and stuff, they didn't want to make a documentary. They were risking their lives and their friends just for fame. Where's the priority in that? They were claiming to do one thing, but they were doing the other. And we ourselves can do that in our lives. We can claim to be Christians, but we can do what God does not want us to do. For example, we can claim to be Christians, but we can also do drugs and caught up in all that stuff. Even though we would never get eaten by cannibals and die like that, the decisions we make can lead to devastating consequences. A heaven and hell.
Just wait here. What's in the package?
Someone's dropping it off. How is she?
Shaking like a martini. Thanks for asking.
Oh good, is that what they taught you in medical school?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Well, if I wanted bullshit, I would have been a school teacher, alright?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you...
Okay, knock it off, Thomas. Now, Jackie.
Look, she's obviously shaking. She's petrified. She feels horrible. She's not good, alright?
Okay, well, there's only one possible suspect left. Unfortunately, we don't have a name.
Don't tell anyone I told you this. But, we've actually managed to get quite a good lead on one of your guys.
No.
No. Otherwise, we'd have him.
Mm-hmm.
And this wouldn't have happened.
So, what are you going to do? Run his ass like a French jewel thief?
Run his ass like a French jewel thief. This is the first shit I hear from you all month. You know, I've been trying to call you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't answer. I've run into you at work, and this is how you treat me.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to tell you I've been having a bad month. I haven't been eating. I haven't been sleeping. And you could have a little bit. No,
that's why I'm the eldest. All right, because you act like a goddamn child, like a little filthy pig.
Little filthy pig.
Uh-huh.
You want to go outside right now?
Mm-hmm.
You want to go outside?
Let's go outside.
If it's okay, Thomas, we'd
Hey,
like to begin.
Natalie, stay the hell out of this, all
I
right?
know. Let the sergeant speak.
Mm-hmm. Sergeant.
Sergeant.
God damn you, Thomas. You act so sensitive about your own sexual assault, and now when it comes to someone else's life, you honestly couldn't give a damn.
So you were raped at 10 by your grandpa. Well, that explains your attitude, because sometimes I think you have a cock rammed so far up your ass. Now I know who's responsible. There is a woman in that room who has been betrayed by humanity right now. And the people supposed to show her the light of goodness are standing out in the hallway arguing like a pack of girls. Don't Natalie me, all right? Just don't say another word.
Right to speak.
Well, thank you for abusing that right. Well, there is a woman in there who is dying inside, part by part. Now, do you think that's because she lost the $1 million lottery, or because she's had her broken sphincter ripped again? Now, that's a question I expect you to know the answer to it, Thomas. You're the one that seems to know everything about this sort of thing. You don't have to go around being bitter because you haven't been offered a book deal or a doctorate on the subject of sexual abuse. Jacquie is going to kill herself soon if we don't go in there and do right by her. And you know what? Actions speak louder than words.
What are you going to do to him once you find him?
Well, we'll get a small task force together, we'll move in, Natalie will arrest him, and probably a few members of the task force will hold me back from killing
Natalie?
the attacker.
Do what you have to do.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, and you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. How are you feeling? Would you like me to read from Psalm 93? I hear that's also very soothing.
No, but thank you. That was nice.
I come from a Catholic background. My mother used to read that to me in my adolescent years. I'm not religious, but it still keeps me going, particularly verse 6. Senseless people do not know, fools do not understand, that though the wicked do something else, I don't remember the rest, but I think it had a worse ending than bicycle thieves. Now, Jacquie, we need to know what happened to you. We are going to catch this guy, and we've already put one away. I promise you this now. We will put the other one away too.
Do you hear that, Jacquie? The waiting game's almost over.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
How will I know when it's over?
You'll know. It might take a little time fitting back into society again, and you know, trusting the people around you, but
I meant him.
What was the question again? Sorry.
How will I know when it's over?
I think we should begin with our question.
No, Sergeant. I think Miss Delice should hear this. Put her mind to rest before we start our work.
Well, Jacquie, I want to help you with that, and I do, but I wish I could say I knew. I mean, it's not about me today, but the old man, he never got caught. I never told anybody about that. So he's still out there somewhere. I don't know, he might still be alive, I guess. So, Well, I don't know, but we're just working real hard to try and bring this guy, lock him up, get him off the streets, and hopefully then you'll know. Then you'll get a sense, I guess, I don't know, a weight lifted, or maybe you can start healing then. Anyway, it's probably not the answer you needed right now. It's probably the stupidest thing that anybody's ever said.
Don't worry, I've heard you say worse. Now, Miss Delice, we really need to begin our questioning on your latest events, if that's okay. How did the man approach you?
I was on the train. I'd just been to the toilet and I was walking back to my seat and I saw him in the next carriage. And I turned and I ran back and he followed me. Forced me into the cubicle.
Hey, like that fucking cock in your ass, you fucking cunt! Fucking slut! Yeah, I've been cock in your ass before. Fuck up! Shut up!
My neck and he was hurting me and he was cursing at me. That's all I can remember.
Could I meet you down the hallway for a bit, please, for a minute? Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Why not? What is it, Lee?
Look, do you think he might be raping other women too?
It's a possibility, but it's not groundbreaking.
What do you mean, groundbreaking?
Not groundbreaking because it's freaking stupid. Why don't you leave the detective work to us, huh? Of course they're raping other women. There's lots of... Do you think that these guys saw her and just thought, oh, let's be rapists, that she's that special?
Listen, all I'm saying, that if she's the only one, for the first time we know the guy's using the weapons. Huh?
He's lethal now.
So he picked up a knife. What does that make him, a first-time offender again?
Look, looks like we've got a serial rapist in our hands.
Gentlemen, you're wasting time that I could be using to walk my dog.
He could have practiced.
Practiced on what do you think? Huh? On what? Dead things, animals, children, women? Women. What? He practiced on women.
Maybe. Look, he's a fucking psycho. Maybe.
No, he practiced on women. That's how they do it. They do it once, they get away with it, and then they do it again. That's practice. And he's getting braver. That's why he's got the knife now. That's how it works. Alright?
It's not that I've had any fucking practice, you know, but...
Jackie!
No,
what the hell?
Go on.
Jackie?
Give me the gun.
Jackie?
Jackie, look at me. Give me the gun.
Alright, it's alright. Alright. Okay?
I'm sorry, I didn't know I was doing anything.
You're not.
Just relax. Just relax. Give it the gun.
Give it
Jackie, give me the gun. It's okay. Just give me the gun.
Come on, Jackie. Give it the gun. Huh? Let it go.
Jackie. Jackie.
Just let it go. Huh?
Come on.
Give her the gun. There's no need for violence, Jackie. Come on, give her the gun. Jackie.
Jackie, let it go.
Jesus. Wow.
Listen. Forget about all that, huh?
Yeah, I understand.
There have been lots of times where I thought about killing myself.
Jacquie, where did you get your gun?
It almost seems like... kind of almost seems too easy though, you know? Like it's just the easy way out, and I don't know if that's the way I want to go. But sometimes when I'm in bed at night and I'm alone and I'm just in the dark and there's nothing to distract me from those thoughts, it just creeps in from the sides of my consciousness, and it's almost seductive the way it lures me in, and it shows me that there is a release to all of this. But it doesn't have to be this way. Thinking back, I don't quite know where I found the strength to do so, but eventually, somehow I pulled myself out, and now it's like I'm seeing things again. I notice the sun on my face, and I notice people smiling at me, and I truly believe that someday I'll be at a point where I can trust people again. I can trust life again. It's It's baby steps at the moment, but there are days when I wake up and I feel happy and I feel positive. There are days I don't even think about what happened to me anymore. And I've found that there's so much support to be had. It's awful, but also comforting to know that there are other women who've been through this. There are other men who've been through this also, and we can get comfort from each other's experiences and from each other's strength. And seeing other people who've overcome this and who've let it teach them and become a stronger person is amazing.
The role of this film is to educate people what the hell is going on out there. And I am a firm believer there are some issues that we need to be talking about here, and this is one of them. But there is so much hypocrisy in today's society, saying it's such an open world. Yet when we tend to go near the more sensitive topics, society just backs away. So as my job as a filmmaker, I believe we need to speak up about this issue. Who else is going to speak up about it? Doctors won't. The police won't. Counsellors won't. These segments with me, they were originally reserved in the script for people like them, because this is such a horrible issue, and it's organisations like these people which need to say to the public what needs to be said. And then I approach them with this opportunity to do just that, and they back away. Who else is going to speak up for these people? It's such a sad reality that this kind of stuff is happening out there, and we as a general public are more than happy just to wave it by and pretend like it doesn't exist, because the dream of it not existing is a much more pleasurable one. Well, I propose to you that if we start talking about this just a little bit more, that dream could very soon become a reality.